Well, welcome to the TV Music Network podcast with Phyllis and Belinda. I'm Phyllis.
And I'm Belinda.
And today's show, we're going to be talking about one of our favorite shows that's back for the summer. The live shows are happening. Everything's really cool. It's So You Think You Can Dance. The Emmy nominated So You Think You Can Dance.
Yes.
Now, they've had the top 10. That's finally been revealed. There's good performances, dance performances, and eliminations are along the way. So, hey, Belinda, let's get started. What do you think of not the season so far?
Yeah, can we talk about the season?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. It seems like it's a shorter season that's moving really, really fast.
It is.
I know there's an issue with like hours and timing and budgets, and we're just lucky the show is still on the air.
Exactly.
So I try not to be too critical because I want my show on the air. I don't want my show canceled. I want it on the air.
Yeah, I don't want it canceled. And Fox, let's be honest, they're putting all their attention and all their faith and time into The Masked Singer. At the expense, probably, of some of these other shows, including So You Think You Can Dance. But go ahead.
Well, it really shouldn't, because So You Can Dance will be over before The Masked Singer comes up in September, and then back in January.
But
so
they're saving their budget for all that.
Okay, well, that's fine. Bring it. We're waiting for the next
Masked Singer
party.
Too.
We're fine. So it's a little bit, so it starts off, in the season, and you see auditions, and there wasn't that many audition shows.
You're right.
So you really didn't get to know, in my opinion, a lot of the contestants.
We're at season 16, though. Sweet 16.
Yeah, Sweet 16, knock on wood.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like there was so many contestants. There was like 100 something that went to Hollywood.
Yeah.
They went to the Academy. And you didn't really get a lot of them. There was certain people you got so much airtime on.
Right.
And you didn't get it of others. And I know that.
So you feel like you didn't get a chance to meet the contestants like you normally do?
Yes, that's what I feel.
Exception of the top 10, yeah.
Yes. And then I also feel like there was so many people that got a lot of airtime that didn't make it through.
Yeah.
And I understand you don't want people to guess the people because it's pre-taped.
Right, the personality.
But I just felt once I got to the Academy, there were people there I had never seen before. They would show them like a clip, and I'm like, who are you? Where was your audition? And then, of course, there's some, happy ones. The guy beatboxing with the son, or, the lady who was pregnant. The woman who danced with the great dance troupe. So they take up a lot of time as well. But we got to the Academy.
Yeah. Then let's talk about the judges.
No, so you want to back up?
Because there's new judges. Yeah.
Okay. We'll back up and talk about the judges. I was going to talk about the Academy, but we will back up.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like the Academy, we need to talk about the judges because it's a new panel before we get to the Academy.
Okay, and then we'll go back to auditions. Like that's fine.
Yeah. So we had Nigel, who's back again, for the season, and executive producer. We had Mary Murphy. Cannot have the hot tamale train when you do So You Think You Can Dance. Ballroom expert, dance expert all around, and then there's two new judges on the panel. Dominic D-Trix Sandoval.
Yeah. And
Laurieann Gibson. Mm-hmm. They both have histories in dance, and Dominic has a great history with the show.
Yes. He
as does Laurieann, but what about Dominic?
Yeah. Dominic D-Trix was on season 3. I watched the season on season 3, and he was paired with the winner. He was tied with Sabre, who ended up winning the whole entire show. And he was a b-boy, and he was very popular.
And a b-boy is.
And he made the top 10. B-boy dancer, b-boy break dancing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And I thought you were changing for our audience, okay? But he was a b-boy, so he dances. Sure. And he was with Sabre, who ended up being the winner. He made the top 10. He did the tour. And he was very popular. I loved it. So he had really good personality. And one thing that's really funny,
which y'all still
have to ask him about, when he was on the show, he had a crush on Cat. And every week he'd be like, yeah, and she'd be like, back up, Dominic, back up. So I got to ask him now. He's a grown man. Married out with kids. And he still has this crush on Cat. But that was the funny part, to keep it like a little thing with Cat. So, and he's very popular. Mary was on the show as a judge at the time. Nigel was a judge. They've all seen him. And I thought he was able, so then he also then went on to America's Best Dance Crew. And he's in the Quest Crew, which is one of my favorite dance troupes. And they were there with Miami, the whole 9 yards.
Talented.
So now he's back, and he's giving the perspective that Twitch gave. He's giving I was a contestant. I know what you're going through. I know what you're looking for. I know the other styles.
Right.
So I thought he was good in just telling them, to relax and,
it's good. They have to have a dancer's point of view.
Yeah.
someone who's been on the show and kind of is familiar with it and knows it. So it's good that he's there.
Yeah, I wish all shows would
That
do
Twitch is
that.
there.
Sometimes,
Sometimes, yes.
or just bring them as a guest because they can give you that perspective. Because when
Right.
you're a celebrity judge,
Like an American
you're
Idol
looking
brings
at a
that
whole
at
you're
Walmart.
looking at a whole
Right.
other thing where that person can tell you. So it's good to have that perspective. It's also bad because I noticed in a couple of the auditions, he was very soft. He's like about to cry, and mine was this, and there was a couple.
He's just happy
The
he's
B
there,
boys
huh?
he was kind of hard on because he was compared to himself. There was a couple he was kind of
Right.
like, I know what you do. You're kind of easy. So I thought in that sense I thought he did a good job. And
Right.
at first I was thinking, oh, he's a little soft. He's a little so-and-so. Come on, D-Trix, come on. And now he's getting into his element.
Yeah,
and
you
just
have to
getting
get comfortable.
You
And
gotta
he
get
said it
comfortable,
on
used to
other
move. He's also-
podcasts. No one wants to be the
No
bad
one's to be that
judge.
judge.
Yeah.
He also was an all-star when they had originally brought the All-Stars back just to do a tour.
Oh.
Back in season, I think it was 8 or 9.
Mhm.
He came back, or maybe earlier. Actually, it was probably 7. Yeah, it was probably 7. The season that Laurieann won. Season
I don't know.
7. She won season 7. So it was that season when she won, and they did a tour. And because season 6 there was no tour. So when
Okay.
Russell, the Crumper, won, there was no tour. So when season 7 came, they brought Russell and the season 7 and these all-stars.
Got it.
So he also did the tour twice.
Right.
So he's kind of his ass back up. So he can really, really be a good essential, and I think he's coming into his own. Laurieann, if you watch Laurieann on any reality show,
Right.
or she was on, because she's been on a couple reality shows and doing, choreography, most famous for the Diddy show.
Right.
And she's tough.
And
She's tough.
she started off as a fly girl.
And she started off as
From
a
the
fly
Vito
girl,
and-
along with Jennifer Lopez and Carrie Ann,
Yeah.
on that same season. Who would have thought?
And
If you look at the
Rosie
people,
Perez,
Rosie
was
Perez
the choreographer. And she
was
was hard on
choreographer.
them.
You look at the people that all those ladies, yeah. So she started up as that. So she's very tough, and she makes you work, and she's very, very,
Right.
And she studied under Avon Alley. I mean, you can't get any better than that,
Right.
under Alvin Ailey, and she's been so soft.
And she's choreographed for a lot of people,
Yeah,
too.
so she's
Put on
choreographed
shows,
for
right.
Beyonce, Gaga, Katy Perry. The list goes on.
So if anybody knows dance and how it's supposed to look, it's her.
She's done all styles of everything.
Right.
And she was on So You Think You Could Dance back in season, I think it was 4 or 5. Lady Gaga was a guest host. And
Yeah.
she was Lady Gaga's choreographer.
Can
She
you
was
believe
there.
Lady
She was
Gaga
backstage.
was once on
I
that
want to
show?
say it was season 7 or season 6.
Yeah.
I can kind of guess it by the contestants because we used to go and talk to the music artists and everything all the time. And I remember
Yeah.
talking to
I miss
Laurieann
those
and everything.
days.
And because they don't have dance guest artists. And I've asked Nigel about that. He said they just don't have the time now with the limited amount of hours.
Yeah, I don't think they have the budget either.
Yeah,
to get
the limited
who's
amount of
wants
hours.
to
But
pay
I mean,
for the
I've seen the
license.
biggest people that have blown up came to that show
Right.
to perform. But anyway, so I thought Laurieann would be a little bit tougher. She's been real soft. She's like, oh, it's inspiring me. I was very surprised.
Right. Uh-huh.
And I asked her about it.
Yeah.
Because on the first live show, she was very, very soft. And she said, they got the top 10. She was letting them get warmed up, and then she was ready. Like she was
Do you
letting them
think
get.
it has a lot to do sometimes with the dancers, like maturity? Because we have a lot of young people out. This is their first time probably like auditioning for a big show, doing a first big audition. So they don't have a lot of auditions under their belt in season. So I think she's more in a coaching stance. But then if there's somebody who's older,
Which they didn't pick anyone older.
Well,
And we'll
I'm
get
just
on that,
saying,
too.
But the older people auditioned.
Yes, they did.
There are older people that auditioned. They're a little seasoned. They've been dancing for a while. They've been auditioning for a while. And
Yes.
sometimes she feels like they should know better, or they should be more prepared, or
Yes.
more disciplined, or something. So I feel like she was harder or more, direct.
Direct, yes.
With the older contestants.
You're right.
And then the younger contestants, she was the more coach.
You're right. I've always said that from the first few seasons, and season 2, which is my favorite season, So You Could Dance.
Yeah.
You could see that by the age ranges of people and their dance levels.
Right.
And Misty Copeland, who used to come and be a guest star.
Name dropping.
No. She was.
Yeah, I
Look
know.
it up. She would always say that. You're such a good dancer. You're technical. You're so and so. But it's the experience. It's
Yeah.
like they're 18. And what's happening, these kids are watching this show since they were 3 years old. It's been on their goal
Which is so
when they are
scary.
18. They're trying out for that show.
I have
So
pairs of
therefore,
shoes
as
on some
opposed
of these
to
kids.
but today, you're getting a lot of younger contestants in the top 10.
They may not
as
necessarily
opposed to
be
the
ready
older
audition.
ones.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of shows.
Yeah.
And it kind of aggravates me. But I love this show so much. I'm glad it's there. I just wish, and we'll talk about that because some of the auditions we saw when it got to Hollywood Week.
Yeah.
And then it got to Hollywood Week. We'll have to keep it short because of time. It got to Hollywood Week and they showed all these people coming out of left field.
Right.
People showing up. There was a girl named Dassey, who we interviewed.
Oh yeah.
In Hollywood. She was a hip hop girl. She was great. She was good in the other styles and all that. Danielle from season 2 was like her mentor.
Right.
Everything. She got a lot of airtime, and then she got cut. And at one point, I was like, "What did we miss that she got cut?" Because I felt like I only saw all the good stuff, and she got a lot of airtime, and she got cut, and you knew she got cut before the editing.
Right.
Maybe we could have saw a little. I mean, that's the whole point.
Does she have the stamina to probably make it through? Or
we don't know.
I mean, honestly, I think when it's something like that, I think it's choreography.
It could be.
I think it has to be choreography. Can't be personality. Can't be whatever.
No, they go through all the rounds. We know they go through a lot of rounds, and you may be perfect in hip hop, and then you got to do ballroom. That's what they stress for them to learn all the styles, because if you get cha-cha 1 week.
Oh, God,
I miss those days. And you pick
pray
up
to
the
God
hat.
that no one gets the cha-cha.
No, but I miss
or Bollywood ever.
No, but I miss the days when you used to pick out the hat, be like, okay, here's your partner. Well, season 1 they switch partners every week. You pick out your partner. Hey, Nick, you're dancing with Destiny, and then Destiny, and then you go, okay, and your style, so and so. I miss those days, but I know, like, you stick with the partner until you go, and that's been happening for a while. So I felt that
helps you get to know the dancers better and their personalities, I think.
Yeah,
too.
that's true, because you had little teams. Yeah. And so I thought when we got to the academy, I felt it was kind of rushed at that point. Mm-hmm. I thought it was kind of rushed, and people were going and coming. And
it's been a few weeks.
At one point, they'd be like,
it's going to be over in a few weeks already.
We lost a few of your favorites, and they show these people, and you're like, oh, yeah. Or some you just never saw again. And I know it's hard because you have so many hours or something.
Yeah, there's some, I think there's a lot of programming hours, like you said, that are gone.
They can't
really afford to show as many people.
And then one last thing. So then they get to the top 10 girls and the top 10 guys. And I watched the show head to toe. Religiously. They showed the top 10 guys, and there was like at least 4 guys. I was like, who are these guys? Yeah. Who are they? Where have they been? They made the
Surprise
top 10.
Mystery guys that didn't get any airtime.
Because you have showed them somewhere. They have no airtime. And it annoyed me. Yeah. It just annoyed me.
Okay, is there anyone who got no airtime that made the top 10?
Yes. There was one girl that was Sophie. I didn't even know who she was. I had to go back and look. She had like one. Right. She had a couple things. I just was like, who are you? Where are you? Where'd you come from? Yeah. And when they don't get any airtime, they pop up with a great top 10. There's a great top 20. It always goes, oh, I get it. I always think the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, there you go.
Like they don't show enough of one person to make another person shine, because they don't want to pick the top 10. The judges pick when you go, what the heck? Yeah. And it happened.
Maybe it's the editing. I don't know.
It happened. And I thought maybe it was just me. Yeah. So I went to go read a forum to see if I was and it wasn't just me. And I'll give you one example.
But you're diehard conspiracy theorist.
I'm not trying. Okay, I'm not trying to put. I'm not trying to.
I don't know if anybody watching at home who just loves the show in general is going to think that.
Yeah, because they didn't see the people. They're going to research it.
God.
No, it's like, just show me a little bit more. You could have the decision, and I may not agree with your decision, but at least if I saw them, I'd be more justified. I would be more okay with the cuts. You know what I mean? And I'll give you the perfect example. Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie the tap dancer.
Eddie the tap dancer.
Eddie tried out last year. I loved Eddie last year.
Other genres? Not sure.
I loved his audition. I loved when he came out and danced with Twitch. Yeah. I liked him. He got cut. I was surprised. I was happy when I heard he was coming back. Nigel told us right away when we first saw Nigel, Eddie's back. Yeah. The tap dancer. You remember he got a lot of, he's the one that got a lot of airtime, and then he got eliminated. And you think airtime and eliminate usually come back. So Eddie came back. I was very happy. Eddie's back. Eddie's back. He can tap. He's got a great story. Right. He got a lot of airtime.
That's about it.
And then we got to the top 10 guys, and there was a guy named Alexander. Who are you? Where'd you come from? So
he didn't have as great a story as Eddie.
Yeah. So I did a little research on him, and he was from he won so do you dance in the Ukraine and one of these other countries. He's a tap dancer, and this guy was just so good. You watch this guy, and you were
so
just...
you're thinking, why pick Eddie?
You were just like, this guy is so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. He got no airtime.
Right.
So then they put him in the top 10. And then you see him dance. And they had him do a number. And they showed him in the rehearsal. And he seemed to be struggling with the step. They show him when he's dancing. And they seem to show him like kind of struggling. And then he danced.
Because he's not perfect.
And then the critiques were like, we were kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
You're so-and-so. And I'm like, okay. And then they showed Eddie. And they showed Eddie's rehearsal clip. And they never showed Eddie not getting the steps. And they never showed Eddie not getting anything. And then they did the dance. They were like, oh, you just... I said, I know where this is leading. No. They're going to cut this guy for this guy at the expense of him. And we're going to edit it and not show you. So that way when you lose him, you won't be that upset.
You're funny.
Because you'll be able... And it drove me insane.
Yeah.
It drove me insane. And I said, Eddie's in the top 10. He's going to be the first guy to go.
Poor Eddie.
And he was the first guy to go.
Yeah.
Sweet kid. Sweet guy. I wish him all the luck. It's nothing against him personally.
Right.
He can't control the editing.
This is
but
true.
It was just like, really? Wow. Then there was one more guy. There was a guy named Nathan.
Okay.
How did he get cut? There was a guy named Nathan, and they actually...
I don't know if I remember him.
There you go. You didn't remember because he didn't get a lot of airtime. He made the top 10, funny. And I was like, is it just me? And then I saw other people writing like a whole story on it, like, polls are taken, and so-and-so who shouldn't have,
Oh, and the Gold Derby, and give them a
they
shout
wrote a whole,
out.
they wrote a whole entire story about it, and
right.
I was like, I agree. Even when they showed it on the camera, I think one of the judges was like, oh, that one hurts, like, and I was like, oh, it hurts. I was like, what? And it was kind of like weird. It's kind of weird too.
How old was he? Because maybe he could try out again this next year.
Maybe he'll come back.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come back. The Alexander, I believe, is probably up close to the age, and he's not going to come back. And there was a guy named Clocks who danced with Jabberwock. He's fantastic, but he couldn't. He kind of struggled with the other styles, and that's fine. There was a guy named Vlad who's also done work on Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
Excellent ballroom dancer, older guy, whatever. And I'm like, okay, what's up with him and Ezra?
They need some ballroom, though.
Yeah, and they have Ezra, the young guy,
they need some
Sosa brother and
people that the Dancing with the Stars teams can steal.
And he danced with Lindsay, and in one part, at the very end, I guess they came down a little too close. And they were like, thought you were going to drop her. And I'm thinking, he wasn't going to drop her. You just got to find a way to get rid of the guy. But that's just me. So I can understand why Clocks was gone. I can understand why they picked this guy was gone. I just didn't understand. I can understand because they showed Alexander do every little move. Why Nathan, I just couldn't understand it. And as I watched the top 5 guys, I'm like, I don't understand.
It's to me.
I don't.
That's the dance audition, the Broadway audition, the dance audition. Somebody sees something in one person, they don't see it in the other person. That person can dance rings around the other person. Yeah. It can be fantastic, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, dance 10 looks 3, or this kind of thing.
It's serious. It's serious. I have
personal preference.
I've heard dancers. I have dancers say they stopped dancing because they didn't look the stereotype dancer, and they've been told at auditions, you are the best dancer in the room, but this is the look we're looking for. Yeah, and I understand this sucks.
It happens.
It happens with background. It happens in the industry.
Every industry,
and it happens outside the industry.
Yeah,
it might happen like you are for a job and you're going, nothing to do with the industry. Yeah, and you're like, am I not promotable or not? And you keep seeing this person and that person, and you're wondering. Right. And it happens, and it sucks. Right. But it just drove me a little bit crazy. And then when it ended up coming up with the top 10, they end up being the oldest person is Madison, and she's 21. Not saying you need to have older contestants, but
more experienced dancers would help.
More dancers, and I think Nathan was young, but the one guy got home too. And then the girls. Yeah. There was one girl who didn't get any bad critiques, Nas, and I just thought, it just didn't.
Would you have picked her over someone else?
Definitely.
Like who?
I could name 2 girls I wouldn't have picked over Nas.
Oh.
I wouldn't. I would have picked Nas over Anna, and I would have picked Nas over Sophie.
Okay.
Easy. Wow. In my opinion. But then
again,
I'm not a dance expert.
Right. Personal choice.
So I was very confused and very puzzled by that. And every year you're kind of puzzled by something, and it may be a little bit different. Okay,
It happens.
Another thing that's a little bit different
Some
too.
people go home earlier
and
than
it's
you
probably
expect them
why I get a really anal about that. It's because there's a long tape period.
Right.
There's a long tape period before it actually airs, before you actually see a thing, and we meet the dancers.
Oh,
so you don't know anything.
Right.
You know these dancers, they're all nice. You don't know anything about, and they're all nice. It's
like
nothing
when
against.
They do their promotional shoots. They do their first.
They do
auditions
everything.
Or something. They invite the press there.
Yes, and we go and you meet them, and you get a fresh slate.
Everything's embargoed too.
Yes,
embargoed for months sometimes.
Oh, it's
where
months.
You're like, oh my god, I forgot. I have to find these, and I have to put them up. Or I have to do whatever. So maybe we get a chance to meet them a little bit more, see their personalities, watch them in style. So maybe we're thinking differently than the audience thinks, or maybe we're thinking differently than the judges think, because a lot of times they have their favorites, they have people to sit out, but they see so many people that I'm sure it's hard.
Yeah.
You remember people, but they may not remember them the way that we remember them.
That is true. That is true.
We meet 20 at a time. They're meeting hundreds.
So then when I watch it back, you're watching it because you're watching it to see and all this stuff too. But then when you get to that top 20, and it's just like, oh my god. But like I said, this is coming from the professionals. That was their job to be the professional to do it.
Dance.
And a lot of times, I know too. There's also that person with a very good personality.
Yeah.
Because you want the personality.
Yeah, because no one
it's
wants to watch a concert for 2 hours.
It's like when you see a singer and the lead singer has no personality, and you're just like, how this guy be a singer?
Right.
Or the guitar player is a better singer than the singer, but that singer has the it factor, as you call it.
Exactly.
That's why I sing as dancers. I've seen a chorus line.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Chorus line that says it. That's
favorite musical ever.
I mean, chorus line just really breaks it all down. It breaks it down to the way it is, and it's just the hard reality of the industry.
Yeah.
And hard reality of the dancings. But it just kind of like, oh my God. And then I thought, well, let me go back and watch some of these people's old tapes and find out, and it's like, wow. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I could think about Nathan was that Nathan was a little too close to styles of Gino. And I think
what
Gino,
was Nathan's
I think Gino,
specialty?
Nathan was
his expert.
Yeah, he was like a
b-boy.
No, he was a
contemporary dancer.
I think he's a little too close to Gino, and I think Gino's the chosen one.
Well, but
Gino's very, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a chosen one that is good.
Chosen one for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. I mean, he's got the whole. He had a big audition. He had his mom. He had a little part of Dance Moms at one time. The guy is good. He's really, really good.
Yeah, he's earned his chops.
Yeah, he's earned his chops. He's really good. And it's nothing to take away from that. And the contestants I said I would not pick. It's nothing against them personally.
Oh, no.
It's nothing against them personally. It's
I don't think it ever is.
It's just watching the 3 that got cut. And people may think differently. There may be other people that got cut that you think, oh my God, and whatever. Yeah. And I was reading to see what people were thinking about.
The 2 of us, yeah.
They were just like, what? So-and-so. And one of the main ones was Nathan. And the tap dancing guy didn't get a lot of shakedown because you had to go back and find his stuff.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, Nathan looked like, okay. Tap guy looked pissed, and I was pissed for him.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
He kind of looked like, really?
Yeah, no. Like, this guy over
I'm not going to get it, and this guy, okay. But thank you, judges, and you can't have that kind of personality. You got to have it, too. And with the girls looked a little disappointed. Yeah. And they were like, okay. But
it was hard.
But when you go to the other girls, Mariah, I expected she was going to get picked. Bailey, the B-boy, got a lot of airtime, so he was going to get picked. I said, but Bailey's a boy. Madison, who I think is the best dancer on the season.
Out of everybody, I agree.
Yeah, I think she's the best dancer for the girls. Right. She, so when you think,
she's the best dancer for the boys.
So what you think?
Too.
Would you switch them? Would you switch? Would you switch them out? Who would you switch? Oh, there was another girl. Another hip hop girl. Was it Soki or something like that? I thought she would have got in over Anna. Mm-hmm. So the judges saw something in Anna that I haven't seen yet.
See, it's one of those things where I think I'm just going to trust.
So I need to see
the judges.
So I asked the judges.
And everything's fine, yeah.
So I asked the judges. And we're
backstage after the first
I had to ask. And Laurieann said, it wasn't fun.
Right.
It wasn't fun. They weren't speaking at one point. Wow. And they weren't speaking, and they had to go with the fact that, okay, I can live with this one, I can live with that one. They weren't unanimous a lot of it.
Right.
They had a decision. So they probably had a harder time too. And Nigel said he did one of those, or it was an announcer that did one of the cats. One of the best top 20s ever.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know, one of the strongest so-and-sos. I'm like, let me break down the top 20 for you. I'll let you.
Things.
You know, I'll let you know.
American Idol did that too.
Yeah, American Idol did that too. And I'm like, no,
like,
if you want to know
best ever, I don't think so.
One of the best top 20s.
Yeah.
I'll pick it for you.
Right.
Just give me a few days. I'll come back and pick it for you. You go through season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1 there's only a top 18. They didn't have a top 20 then. But if you go through that, so we could go 2 through whatever.
Yeah.
I'll let you know later. So I asked all 3 judges, and all 3, because we didn't talk to Nigel the first week, but all of them said, oh, it wasn't really. So it must have got really down to, we don't know who to pick.
Right.
We think was this, so we think whatever and all that.
So you want to talk about who
I would have kept
made
Ezra, yeah. The top 10 for the boys was Bailey.
Yeah.
Bailey the B-boy.
I liked him. He's so cute.
It was Ezra.
I shouldn't say cute.
Ezra is a ballroom dancer.
Yeah.
It was Gino, who's a contemporary dancer. It was, I got to think of their name, Eddie.
Eddie, right?
Eddie the tap dancer. And there's one more guy, Benjamin.
He's handsome.
Benjamin.
I think he's cute.
He came out of nowhere too.
Yeah,
he's like,
really
where'd
cute.
you come from?
Yeah, really nice little.
I'm like, where'd you come from? What that? But
he's our future Dancing with the Stars troupe member dancer.
I was like, where'd you come from, Benjamin?
Yeah.
And where did you show up from? And where did you? I could see it too.
He had a good personality.
I could see it because I thought that same thing when Alan was on So He Can Dance.
Yeah.
Alan could dance, and I thought Alan was fantastic, and he kept getting in the bottom. And we've been
pro
covering the show for a while, and we talked to Alan, and I'm like, "What is it, Alan? What's going on, Alan?" And now, I don't understand. And he's like, "I don't either." I was like, "Why are you in the bottom?" He's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
And he was a Dancer with the Stars. And Jenna Johnson is another one we interviewed, and she was always at the bottom.
Yeah, Jenna.
And I'm like, what is it? And she's like, I just can't compete with, and it's kind of hard when you got so many. She was like, I just can't compete with,
Yeah.
with, these two and whatever. And it was
Yeah.
just, like, she's like, I can't compete with, with Lindsay and these guys like
Yeah,
that. And gets that.
as much as theirs.
Yeah, and now here she is. So
You're right.
Benjamin was like kind of quiet, kind of something, and he's got like a real good personality, and he's matched up with Anna.
I'd like to see Benjamin go far.
Yeah, he's up with Anna, and I know I was coming down on
who
Anna.
I think should win.
But Anna,
and I think Gino should be.
Anna was great on the first time she did with Benjamin. They were doing his style. She had on heels. She
Right.
doesn't wear heels. She's she's a hip hop dancer and all that stuff too. So it kind of won. And Sophie and Eddie did this crazy sushi.
Yeah.
The sushi dance of Brian Freeman.
I was going to say, you want to talk about some of the
they did that
choreographers,
dance,
Brian,
and
Luther.
they did that dance, and they praised Sophie,
right,
and they did not praise Eddie, and they came down Eddie on the first episode.
Oh, I remember that. Yes,
saying you didn't come that.
I think they were a little harsh on him, but I saw exactly what they were saying.
Yeah,
because a lot of times when you're watching them, and maybe it's just me or my opinion sometimes. It gets a little slow or it gets a little sleepy, and I don't know what it is with the pace or what's going on. And then granted, it's, the first live show and all this kind of stuff. You got a million things going on. Those kids are nervous, and I think sometimes that pops through. You can see that a little bit. You can't really get rid of their nerves.
Also,
but I don't know. I just wasn't as impressed
exactly
with Eddie as I could be. And I like a lot of times when we see the partnerships and when we see them dance, they should complement each other.
Yes.
One shouldn't outshine the other unless that's the intention, part of the dance. So the choreography and stuff. And I feel like Eddie didn't live up to his potential, but I don't know.
He didn't say it when we talked to him, right? But I read somewhere, I don't know if he said to another person or whatever, or I just read it somewhere that he was a little under the weather. I think he's the one.
That can
maybe he was coordinating, but I think he's the one who's under weather, and that could have hurt with it too.
Right.
I really like his personality. I really like talking to him. His personality. He was telling his little story about, how he left the show and then he was in Utah and he met the Sosa's brother and sisters, and didn't know them, and they were helping him with this contemporary. Right. He just met them in Utah.
That's
had
great.
No clue he had tried out. Or that Stephanie had tried out.
Oh my God! And they didn't know that he had tried out. I love
when
that.
he was telling me that story, and he goes, "That could be a whole other show." Eddie and the Sosa's or whatever. It's on our interview. You can watch our interview with Eddie. on TV Music Network,
TV
and he
Music
tells
Network
that story.
.net.
But it was kind of interesting. And then I got annoyed when he was eliminated because I pretended to be the first one eliminated. I was annoyed, and I thought maybe they should have had him wait and come back another year.
Yeah,
he probably would have killed it.
Right.
And they should have picked.
Because sometimes
Homie.
it happens when you know, okay, I'm going to do it.
And they should have picked.
A few years and it's going to be great.
They should have picked that guy. Was killing it. They should have picked him. I'll have to go to his social media and see if he's calmed down because I was mad. He did not look happy.
Right.
He looked like, what? And that would be me. That's why I could be at these shows.
What are you talking about?
Because I would get eliminated. I just wouldn't be a happy person. I would be that person. You'd be like, that girl look.
You wouldn't.
They'd be like, that bro was pissed.
Yeah.
That's why I could be on
You're going to be on the camera.
Because I'm very competitive and, I'm very competitive.
Yes, you are.
So I'm like, okay, so Eddie and Sophie were partners. And then Mariah and Bate were partners, which I guess because of the height, I'm like, they're going to be partners. They're both little. They danced to Love Shack.
I think they had a really
They
good
did a routine with
personality.
Mandy Moore. And it was really cute. I figured they'd be safe. And they were. And then Stephanie, who's our ballroom dancer, and Gino did a Luther Brown hip-hop number. And the crowd was going crazy and going everything else, too. And then when they got to the number, Nigel and Dominic made a comment about it, that Gino wasn't hitting it as hard, and I agree with them. No one else did. And I was like, oh, okay. That was kind of interesting.
Right.
And then Anna and Benjamin performed a hip-hop number. Madison and Ezra performed. They did a number.
What about the numbers so far? The choreographers, they've had Luther Brown, they've had Brian Friedman, Travis Wall, Mandy Moore.
Elma and Sasha.
Beautiful
opening number from Mandy.
Right.
Week one, beautiful opening number.
To start the show off.
Opening up for Mandy. Luther and Travis are both nominated for Emmys.
Right.
So they wanted to focus on them.
Right.
The choreography's been fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fine, but the first
have you seen the
shows,
stories and the numbers and stuff?
Not
yet.
Yeah.
Right. I feel the same way.
Let me find a way to say it. What the hell? Yeah. I know it sounds like I'm being nitpicky.
You are.
And I'm being negative. But I'm always that way on the first show.
You are.
Because I take it so serious, these auditions. But the first two shows were a little underwhelming for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think they were underwhelming.
I didn't want that to happen.
I know, but I feel like it's a matter of everybody trying to get their footings. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You first start out, you're in this class. You take the first test, you're like, I don't quite know. By the second test, you kind of know what the professor's looking for, what you need to study, what your weak spots are. And I feel like now they know what their weak spots are, weak choices are. They'll be better in future dances.
That's true.
The coaching, the routines. Like the coaching and the critiques will have to set in a little bit.
Yeah, and then when I started thinking and I was going back and writing down, I had to think who like the fifth couple was.
Yeah.
That's something that like me. I know those people and everything, every stat about them.
It's hard.
It was kind of weird. And then so I thought, let's go into week 2. Laurieann's going to be tough. Dominic said, like he said things that had to be said, and he's getting into that. I got to tell them in a nice, constructive way. Mary's always Mary. Mary and Nigel, whatever. They had some little critiques.
And Mary and Nigel have been
they had some
doing
critiques
this for years, too. So
they weren't rude. They had some critiques. They got a couple boos. But that's what we need. Because if you tell this dancer, you're great, you're great, you're great, you're great, you're great, they're thinking they're great.
They're thinking they're great, yeah.
And then when it gets to the end
and
of the
they may
finale,
not have much to do
and you start to critique them, they're like, wait, I thought it was great. So week 2 comes up, and we had, I really liked, there's a choreographer team. A girl and a guy, Randy and Hef. They used to dance with Usher. They used to dance with Chris Brown.
Right.
They, they're a couple. They used to dance, and then they do their own dancing in their schools. They've been coming a couple times.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's different. It's fresh. I like the routines. I like the way they. I hope they come back a lot. And I like Elma and Sasha. Travis, I know we don't get Travis a lot.
Yeah, he's in high demand.
He did a beautiful top 10 number for week 2. It was about the gun violence epidemic that's going on.
Right. It was a very powerful piece.
Very powerful.
Poignant,
relevant. It was so together. It was so up there.
And you know what?
He's going to get nominated for his 10th Emmy.
And you know what was good? And he should win.
He's going to get nominated for his 10th Emmy on the
What was good about that piece is that with all the dancers that were there, you saw how diverse it was and how diverse our country is. And you could also see just by that how it affects everybody.
Yeah.
No matter what race you are, what class you are, what social status, how much money you have. You could totally see that, and I think his piece.
It was beautiful.
Spoke really well
it was
about
really
it.
It was really beautiful.
Yeah, it was a great piece.
We didn't get a chance to go last week because we were out of town. But it was nice to talk to Travis about the number, because I remember the number. He's nominated for an Emmy, and he's nominated for an Emmy this year. And I saw the dance that it's 2 dances that he's nominated for, and the day he did the dance last season, when he came back stage, I said, "You're going to be nominated for an Emmy for this performance." It was the man, the dress, or whatever it's called, the dress. Well, how to be a man.
His performance
was to be
great.
With Darius and Taylor, and I'm like, you're going to, and he's nominated, of course. And this is another one of those pieces.
And you got to give credit to the directors.
Yes, yes, the crew, the light team, and
makeup, costumes. I mean, everything was perfect. It was a good marriage of choreographer, music, show. He picked a Harry Styles song.
Yeah, Sign of the Times. It just was like,
God, it was great.
And I asked him once too about how do you pick the music to match. He matches it so good, and it's really good to see things done. And he also did a number. He also did the second number he did was with Eddie and Sophie. That was a nice piece as well. So he does a great job.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get to see him again for the season. I know he's kind of busy, and he won't be around as much as we normally have him. But I just love him when he comes in, and it's good to see. And it's also good to see, like, you want to see an alumni do good.
Right, exactly.
And I remember Travis on season 2, So They Can Dance, and Travis and Martha were a team, and they were the team, and he ended up being the runner-up, the runner-up to Benji. I mean, he was definitely the bench dance, the bench dance with Heidi and Travis on season 2 that
you keep talking about it
that Mia Michaels did. Google season 2, find the YouTube clips, people. You have to watch it. It is the best season of So You Can Dance ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
However, 9 out of 10 people I talked to say it's season 3 or 4, and that's when the show got really, really popular. 4 with Comfort.
Yeah, it's when it kind of peaked.
Comfort and Twitch, and Joshua in season 3 with Lacey and D-Trix, whatever.
People still remember to this day.
And a lot of people don't remember season 1 because when they started watching it. So I think that's why those seasons, 9 out of 10 will say it's their favorite. But my favorite is 2.
Yeah.
And that bench dance. Anyway, you're going to remember that bench dance that Mia won an Emmy for.
I'll never forget that bench dance because you keep talking about it.
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah. So the show.
I think she won the Emmy for that.
Yeah.
Or was it?
So the show
she may not want to this, but anyway.
Like the 15th, 11th, 15th or 16th. I'm not sure exactly when it ends. But there'll be a big finale, and
it's gonna be it'll be a live show on Monday the 16th, and the show's only been an hour for the first 2 weeks, but it's going back to 2 hours next week.
And another good thing is that they're going to be touring again. The top 10
going on tour. Top 10 is going on tour.
They're on tour this season.
They're going on tour. I love the So You Can Dance tour. I'm glad it's back.
A lot of different numbers, and Cyrus and Lauren.
Cyrus and Lauren, Lauren who won. Season 7, and Cyrus, who was a runner-up in season 10, 11, one of those. Runner-up or top 4, something like that.
Right.
I can't remember place at the moment. But Cyrus, who's our animator, they will be the all-stars on the tour with the dancers.
That's great.
One last thing, the eliminations.
Yes.
So the top 10 you got to see perform twice. And then what happens is you see the top 10 perform the second week, and they're critiqued on the second week. And then the judges, the America votes to the bottom, the bottoms, and then the judges pick who leaves
out of the bottom 2 or bottom
out of the bottom,
3.
the bottom 4, Well, 2 and 2.
It's so funny. Do you?
And I think, as I said,
as far as eliminations go, do you feel? They've done this format for a few years now.
Yeah.
And I know you still don't like it or anything like that, but I think it works well.
As I said on another podcast on America's Got Talent, I think it's when it gets to that point, just the bottom 2 go home.
Yeah, but
pick your bottom 2. The bottom 2 go home. No need to be picking and choosing. And the judges, in my opinion, they have already picked every single. Now they pick the top 10. Usually you can vote the top 20, and now that. So just let it be in America's hands. That way it won't be anything or whatever, the saving stuff. I don't like saves, but that's just my opinion. Some people might love it. But the elimination, okay, so Eddie and Ezra were in the bottom.
Right.
So to me that was that was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Ezra danced with Madison. I don't know why he was in the bottom, but he did excellent.
Somebody has to be, and it came down to personality, probably.
No, that is true. But I'm just saying based on that week's votes.
Right.
Because it's kind of hard, too, because they dance again, but the votes are already in. So it's kind of hard with the weekly show, but like I said, we take what we can get. We need our show. So I kind of figured that Eddie was going to be gone, and he was. But on the girls' side is what kind of surprised me. I was very, very surprised, very shocked. I had to go through the internet. I take basic Twitter. Yeah. So I figured maybe they won't be diehards than people that I look at other forums that are like diehards. And the girls ended up being Stephanie and Anna in the bottom. And I was very surprised because Stephanie danced with Gino and she got all the praise. Gino got a little bit of, negative from 2 of the 4 judges. And I thought Stephanie did a great job. I thought she did good. I thought she had a really good personality. I thought she's one of the most, I thought people like that usually go really far. And she's a great dancer. I thought she would be the front runner for the girls. Yeah. Usually I pick a girl and a guy.
Oh, I thought it was Madison.
If you watched all the auditions, when I saw the performance, and then I went with Madison. But all the way up to this thing, I thought the front runner for the girls is Stephanie.
Oh, wow. So that's interesting.
I think that's the front for the girls. And when I say front runner, I don't necessarily mean in dance skills. Front runner, she's a bubbly personality.
As an X factor.
She's really, So I was thinking she's going to be toward the end. Yeah. I would have bet money on it.
What's be interesting to see?
And usually I'm not usually wrong. You're taking guess.
I'm not usually
let
wrong.
Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that.
Because if you're always right,
we should have won that lottery. Let me rephrase that because there has been a lot of times I have been wrong.
Yeah, and I've been right.
Yeah, there is a lot of times on this show.
Times, probably more times than you realize.
But let me tell you, but what I mean by being wrong is I'm like, this person technically should not be going home.
Right.
I'm shocked if they're in the bottom, they're going, and then they're in the bottom, they're going. That's what I mean by being wrong. What I mean by being right is I can kind of predict what's going to happen. Who the producer's going to be pushing. Who America's pushing. Yeah. Who's getting this. That's what I mean by being...
Well, you know the show and how the show should look and how it does look over the years.
So that's what I mean by being the front runner.
Right.
And I thought for sure it would have been Stephanie.
Yeah.
So it came to my surprise that when it came down to the 2 of Anna and Stephanie, like I like Anna, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm picking on Anna. Please don't get me. I'm not picking on you. I know you retweet our story, and I thank you because she did a good job. I thought she did a good job. Both weeks. I just, but when it came to those 2, they weren't unanimous, and it went like 3-1. It literally went 3-1.
They look like they struggled with
it.
We were talking to them after the show. They looked like it was a hard decision for them.
It went 3-1, but we haven't had a chance to talk to them about that because this was this week.
I'm talking about decisions in general.
Yeah. So, and they sent Stephanie home. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I
mean, her brother is still there. I thought for sure she would outlast the brother. I was like, wow, okay. Yeah. It was and then I'm what happened? People, so people start talking, what's going on? I know she's going to be on a Disney show coming up. Could that be it? Did they just?
I don't know.
They see?
They see something.
They saw something in Anna.
Yeah,
that's what it is. They've seen something in Anna over her. Maybe they thought that Anna could carry more styles, than her or whatever. But Stephanie's going on tour. At least this time when you get kicked off, you're going on tour.
Yeah, it's
kind of hard. Like,
disappointment.
Well, you're gonna get kicked off, and you're gonna have a good career, and there's no tour. But at least they get kicked off. They go on a tour. They get to meet more fans. They can do what they have. But to me, that was kind of a shocking elimination.
Well,
first, like they say,
had shocking eliminations.
Oh yeah.
In general, over the seasons and stuff. So I think it's
but that was a shocker. But one last thing we got to mention: the couple to beat last show killed it. Was Bailey and Mariah doing the hip hop number?
They're cute.
Killed it.
Yeah,
it was like,
great.
Whoa, what? Right. It was kind of like
they're a good team.
Yeah,
and the choreography matched.
And Bailey was like,
it was good.
"I'm a hip hop dancer. I got to do better. I got to do whatever. So and so, so and so."
Right.
And Mariah's like, "He's the hip hop. I got to be able to kick it. Can I do it? Can I do it?" I mean, she just went. You ain't showing me off, and they just killed it. Yeah. And I was like, whoa,
So that's
Who
good.
are
Betty,
you?
Mariah.
And what'd you do
Right.
with Mariah? Mariah was like, it ain't happening. And the people went crazy. So I think, and they were the only couple that nobody
Right.
from that team wasn't in the bottom.
They were both safe.
They were both safe. So,
Right.
so that's interesting.
That's
so
cool.
now that Eddie and Stephanie are gone,
Yeah.
Gino now becomes partner with Sophie.
Right.
And so now we'll see what happens there between those four couples. And now we're down from 10 to 8.
Yeah. So it should be an interesting season. Mondays they go to 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we should see how far they go from there. A lot more great dancing, we know. A lot more great production, and some talented kids. So it should be really great. You can find me on Twitter at Phyllis_Thomas. You can find us on Instagram, TVMusic Network, Twitter, TVMusic Network as well. Belinda, where can people find you?
You can find me talking about So You Can Dance. I'm passionate, but I'm going to be in a better mood about it because auditions are over, so-and-so's over. We only got 8 dancers, and I'm going to be ready at Belinda's LA Music.
All right, Belinda's LA Music will be great. We'll see you guys next time, and we got to thank Ben Sound for our theme music. Thank you. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Bye.
If we can go. We're back.
The first show is always the hardest.
Yeah, it is, huh?
It's always the hardest.
Yeah, I agree with that. So goodbye again.
Bye.